Okay, so here are the rails, and here is our show.
Completely off. Completely gone today. What in the world? Derailed. Yay, you're here. Welcome to the CK and GK podcast. Let's get going.
And now it is, and I'm pulling the chat back up because it turned off.
Professionalism.
All right.
Okay.
Nice work.
Cool.
We're officially voice actresses now.
Exactly. I still want to know when that episode's gonna air.
I'm actually thinking that maybe I'll try out for the next Pixar movie.
There's I actually signed up when I was desperate for jobs. I signed up for backstage emails because I was gonna do voiceover acting.
Yeah.
And I'm not good enough for that, and I don't have a reel or anything, but now I
That's the
do.
thing. Now you do.
All
Okay,
right.
is that getting put in? Like
Maybe that part could be. That part's funny. All right.
All right, guys, it's Tuesday. Tuesday.
Yay, Tuesday.
Yay. But you know what? We only have 20 minutes.
We are doing our very first cram session. Are
Cram sesh!
you ready? Teachers do not
Here we go.
recommend cram sessions. We are recommending this cram session.
Also, we know what you do. We know you wait until the last minute. You had a month to do the project. You told mom on Sunday night you need a poster board for tomorrow. Everybody knows that.
She went at 9:00. What in the world? So, let's get started. I've got Jenny, aka Ghost Boyfriend Thief, and all around arch nemesis of Tina Belcher, Tammy Larson, in studio here with me today.
Oh
Bob's
man, with the off the
Burgers.
shoulder sweatshirt and the eyeshadow all the way up to my forehead.
It's such a good look.
It's
It is
amazing.
your self-care to dress in costume.
True.
Yeah.
Actually, I have a story for that later. With me tonight is the woman I know I will never be able to call in the middle of the night from jail because she'll be with me. It's Caitlin.
Yay! Yeah. What's the line? Like, I need help. And the person responds with, I'll get the shovel. That would be me. I do have a shovel that I keep in my car. Thank you to Bill Moran for putting it there and making sure that I'm safe in snow in
Now, do you
Texas.
have a candle in a coffee can?
I don't, but I know that I need to put the survival kit together. Yeah.
My dad grew up north, and he is convinced that you need to have a candle in a coffee can, not a plastic one. Obviously, the old school metal Folgers can, so that you
Mhm.
can melt snow or make a signal fire or whatever it is
Mhm.
that you need to do.
Truth.
So we all have candles and coffee cans in our car.
Nice. All right. Since we only have 20 minutes for this, let's be real. It's probably going to be a little bit more than that, but still, it's a short one. So let's go ahead and get started with Go Sports.
All right, so folks, it's opening day. Baseball starts on Thursday.
Yes.
Or
it's
actually,
finally
it
here.
started on Thursday because this episode is coming out on Tuesday.
Truth. So yeah, that's where we're
And
at.
so, Happy New Year to those of you who celebrated on opening day. And I just want to give a quick shout out to our lovely husbands who, during COVID and quarantine, decided to play opening day and brought our TVs both outside to the yard, set up folding chairs, grilled hot dogs, made pretzels, had beer and popcorn, and pretended they were at the ballpark.
It was amazing. He had a good day that day. My husband had a great day. He came home and he was like all like kind of tan and like red from being hot out in the sun. It was a good day for him. So, speaking of baseball, my Go Sports is not necessarily like news. Again, not exactly news. You're not here for the new stuff. But I did spend some time last night in preparation for this episode as I was like researching and things like that, watching the 30 for 30 about Daryl Strawberry and Dwight Gooden, who are two former Mets turned Yankees who really struggled with addiction and being in and out of prison and all that while being in the baseball spotlight. And it was very eye opening. It was very, I don't know, it was very well done. Anytime you can watch a 30 for 30, I would highly recommend spending the time doing it because for me personally, I need a connection for a particular sport to matter to me. I want someone who's engaging to learn about, and then all of a sudden I care about the sport. And that's happened to me a few times with some of these baseball documentaries, but that one in particular was very special to watch. So good one.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thanks. All right. So last week I told you that my current obsession was my shower, and I told you that it was medium fixed, and I never told you what that meant.
Yeah. So tell us.
Okay. So it means that the glass is going to take about half a decade to be delivered and installed. So we are
Oh,
using a shower curtain.
okay.
Now, we went from 2 working showers to 3 working showers.
Yes.
But really, we went from 2 working showers to 1 working shower because everyone wants to use my shower now, including the dog who came in this morning while I was showering because there's not a door, there is just a curtain.
Uh, so then not only did you get
Imagine
to clean yourself,
how
you had
I
to
am
clean
feeling when I
again.
open my eyes from rinsing shampoo and there's a German shepherd at my feet.
A big German shepherd. She's a big girl.
She is a
Solid
dog
dog.
in
Yeah.
the shower.
Yeah, I have no words for that. I mean, I haven't had a cat jump in the shower, and that was a little bit terrifying because she did not like it in there, and it was all the scratching and meowing that you hear in like typical like cat sound effects, right?
Oh,
Ugh.
yeah. We always had cats growing up, and one of them liked to walk along the edge of the bathtub while you took a bath. And
Yep,
my
that's how
mom
she
always
fell
said,
in.
if she falls in, you jump out.
Yeah, you do.
Do not
Yeah.
try and rescue her. Just get out of the tub.
Yep. Or what you can do what I did, which was the dumb thing, and I backed into the corner, but it was a tub, so it's like rounded edges, so I'm like sliding everywhere trying to keep myself backed away from the cat as she frantically tries to get out. It's a bad idea.
My dad and I have taken a lot of road trips together, and on one of them, the cat did not take the tranquilizer very well, and so she
Oh,
was sick in the cat
no.
carrier, and we had to clean it out and wash her at, Motel 6 at 2 in the morning
Oh,
whenever we
poor
stopped.
baby.
Dad decided to wash her in the shower, and he comes out, and he's just covered in scratches and dripping with
Oh.
blood because he tried to shower with a cat.
Oh, no, 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 no. No, you grab them by the scruff and then you slowly dip them into the
Oh,
water.
no, it
You do
was
not shower
bad.
with the cat. And this is from someone I had a cat for 15 years. I bathed her one time because cats bath themselves, let's be clear, but also
Right.
I never wanted to try it again.
Yeah, no. And this was necessity, right? This
Yeah,
was
no, you
cats
had
sick
to.
on a road trip, and the only thing they had was the stand-up shower in this Motel 6.
For sure. You
But
had to.
it
Oh god.
it was too funny.
Gross. Awful. Well, speaking of animals, I took my son to the Austin Aquarium the other day. Shout out to the Austin Aquarium. And they have a room which is full of parakeets. We were there for a birthday party. Like, it wasn't like a regular thing. I had personally had never been there, but there's a room that's full of parakeets. It's like 30 of them. And you can like it is a little bit my nightmare. I don't really do well with birds
Yeah, it
flying around
kind
my
of
head.
sounds Hitchcocky.
It was very Hitchcocky, yes. My son really wanted to go in. You can feed them. You get like a little cup of bird seed and they'll sit on you while doing the dropping of things that birds do. And it was, yeah, it was an experience. I'll just put it that way because I don't want to disparage anyone. That said, that said, the best part of it is watching my son sitting there kind of panicked, like, as these parakeets are landing on his head. And he's like, they're on my head. They're on my head. And then he'd be like, I want to go. And then I'd be like, okay, let's go. And then he'd go, no, wait. Cause then he would move. And then the parakeet would shift off of his head and like kind of go down his shoulders and he'd be fine with it. So then he'd be like, no, I want to stay now. Okay, okay. And then another one would land on his head and he's like, no, I don't need to leave. It was awful for me to laugh at, but so, so funny. And I will never forget like his face as he's like panicking about these parakeets on his head. Again, Austin Aquarium, keep taking care of those animals. I don't need to go into the parakeet room ever again.
Yeah, no,
That's my
I'm
gem
good.
for the week. Blah.
Awesome.
Blah.
All right. So, how's that spray working on your pillow?
Ooh, it is doing wonders for me. I mean, I told you, I've been having a hard time sleeping. Part of that was that my cat passed away and she was my like snuggle, the purring noises
Yeah,
and all that
that
stuff
is
helped me
so
fall asleep.
hard.
It's really hard. And the worst is waking up in the middle of the night and she's not there, because that was usually
Ugh.
how I would like go back to sleep, is having her there. But the pillow spray is helping me not wake up as much in the middle of the night. So that is helpful. Like, I've always been able to kind of fall asleep. It's the staying asleep that's my issue, and I've been able to stay asleep more. So the spray is love it.
Awesome.
The brand is This Works, and it's their stress sleep spray. Highly
That's
recommend.
amazing.
Yeah.
Well, I am so obsessed right now with Everyday Jewish Mom.
That
She has a YouTube
account,
channel.
yeah, is
Yes.
hysterical. It's so good. And also I
Yes.
learn a lot.
Oh
Yes.
my gosh. And the thing is, she explains how people who are raising Jewish children, or for the first time raising Jewish children,
Mhm,
or are not raising Jewish children,
mhm.
how to talk about what's coming up in the Jewish calendar. It's
Yes.
so cool. So, as a teacher who has a very diverse group of students, and I am still learning about holidays my family does not celebrate,
Mhm,
I'm learning so much from her.
mhm.
And she's hilarious.
Yeah,
So
she's
she's on
funny.
YouTube, she's on Insta, she's on all of the things.
Yeah.
But her name is Marty and she's amazing.
Yeah, her content on Instagram is very digestible, like nice short sweet bites, very easy. So if you want to like kind of break into that, that's where I found her and I enjoy thoroughly.
Yeah, no, she is amazing.
Yeah.
And then I am also obsessed with basketball shorts. Y'all, today is it's Spirit Week at my school, and the day is teachers dress like students and students dress like teachers. And I put on a t-shirt and my husband's basketball shorts, and I am never taking them off.
Yeah.
Men's athletic wear is so much more comfortable. Now I understand why everyone in my class is wearing basketball shorts every single day.
Yeah.
This is amazing.
Yeah. Like I there's just so much to enjoy about like soft, flowy things. Like that's why people wear dresses in the summer. Except basketball shorts are more comfortable than dresses.
I'm
Gonna
wearing
be real.
basketball shorts under my dresses.
That's an approach. I okay, you do that.
Dude, I'm gonna wear them under my dress pants. Are you I mean, come on.
Yeah, yeah,
They're
they're
amazing.
comfortable. Yeah, they're super
And they have
comfortable.
pockets.
Yours have pockets?
Pockets. They're
Oh, see,
men's.
because even yeah, because women's basketball shorts don't always have pockets, but you're right. Yeah, my husband's all have pockets. Oh, jelly.
Down with that patriarchy.
It always comes back to the patriarchy. All right. My other obsession right now, speaking of sleeping stuff that I'm into, blackout curtains. You guys, I've lived in this house for 3 years. And I finally got around to having someone come out and install the curtain rods. I could do it. I'm fairly handy. My concern is that I would do it
We
crooked and
know
it would
you fixed the toilet
yeah, exactly. See,
and installed a bidet.
yep, and I am the one who puts together all the furniture in our house whenever it's something that has to be assembled. I like doing that kind of stuff. It's a good project for me. But I would mess this up. So I hired a professional to do it. And it only took us 3 years, but we finally got blackout curtains. And with the time change, it has made all the difference in the world. And my son's sleeping. It is unbelievable. Why didn't I do this years and years and years ago? That was dumb of me, but now I'm on the blackout curtain train. It's a good
Dude, they're
train to be
amazing.
on. Yeah, it's a good train to be on. Okay, so this is rapid fire in case you haven't been able to tell, but this came to our attention that it was a need a couple of weeks ago. Our dear friend Ariella mentioned it. I've noticed a few of my friends on Instagram talking about their skincare. And so we wanted to do a quick, you have 20 minutes. How do you take care of your skin at night? Cram session.
Cram sesh.
Yep.
I want to have a little drop for that like makes a sound. Cram sesh.
Of course, it has to have like an 80s shout to it as well. Otherwise, it wouldn't be Jenny.
Oh, and like maybe a little like guitar riff. Cram sesh. Da-da-da!
That's a mess. All right. I'll look for it. I'll see what I can do.
Okay.
So I do want to say this is my roughly 20-minute nighttime skincare routine. These are the products that I'm recommending that I use. I'm not sponsored by any of these products, and I'm not being paid to talk
I
about
mean,
any of
let's be
these.
clear. We're not sponsored by anything.
Right. I just feel like I need to preface this again by saying this. Also, I'm very much a bang for your buck kind of person. The products that I use are typically most of the time priced at $20 or less for each product. I do have a couple that are a little bit more pricey. One is like $45, another one is about twice that, but I'm going to be sure to note that. And those are products that last a really long time, if that makes anything different. It is completely possible for you to invest in your skin at night for less than $100, like all in for all of your product.
Right.
And I invest more in my skin in the form of Botox, as we've discussed several times. So me putting this money towards skin, I do put more than that. I'm just disclaimer on all of this, right? And I also need to say I'm not a dermatologist. But I have done so much research in this area because I had terrible skin for pretty much the entirety of my teenage years up through my early 30s. So I have done so much learning in this area, and I went to the dermatologist yesterday actually. So
Oh my
I do,
gosh.
yeah, I did, and everything looks beautiful. So I feel like I kind of know what I'm talking about. But here's my overall rule: you need to apply your products from most water like to least water like. Okay.
Okay.
So products cannot penetrate moisturizers. So things that are moisturizing will block any other ingredients that you put on top of them. So if you put any product on top of your moisturizer, you are doing two things.
Throwing
One,
it in the trash.
yes, you are throwing it in the trash along with your money. That's the first thing you're doing. But also, you're not getting the benefit of the product. Oh, Jenny's making the mind blown face.
Oh my gosh. Do you know how much wrinkle cream I have wasted?
Yes, I do. I do know because until I learned this, I was just like, I'd like, oh, this has an active ingredient. I'm going to slap this on first, closest to my face because I want it to work the most. It doesn't work like that, unfortunately. I wish that it did. But again, most water like to least water like. That's the order that you're going to be putting these things on your face. Okay. So, number one, you're always going to cleanse your skin before you apply any product. Always, no matter what. Okay. I personally am a big fan of La Roche Posay's two different types of their face washes. I use their purifying foaming cleanser and I use their hydrating gentle cleanser. I use one for like in the shower, which you're not supposed to do. And then I use the other one for when I'm washing my face outside of the shower. Both of them have great results in terms of taking off makeup. I also double cleanse, which is a kind of a newer trend that is on the rise, but every dermatologist review of that particular system, they love it because one of them's going to get your makeup off and the other one's going to like get all the other goop out of your pores. So double cleansing first step.
So I'm hearing that I should not be washing my face with Dollar Suave shampoo.
I don't recommend using shampoo on your face. I don't know that
Check.
whatever you're looking for, you want things that are going to be quote non-comedogenic. Comedones are like where your pores get blocked, and so you don't want things that are comedogenic because you're going to be blocking your pores up. So I don't think that shampoo would be because they want to encourage the hair follicle to grow through. But either way, I would not recommend. No.
It's fine. I quit washing my face with shampoo 2 years ago.
Only 2 years. Perfect. She also brushes her teeth in the shower.
Do totes.
I never could get on board with that one. That wasn't my thing. Okay, so the next thing, if you're going to apply a face mask, right after cleansing is the time to do it. I like to use the Cetaphil Pro Purifying Clay Mask. It can be a little bit drying. I recommend using it about once or twice a week and only for the amount of time that is listed on the product itself, which I think is 10 to 15 minutes. Do you have other masks that you like or no?
No.
Okay. Sheet masks are fun too. Those are easy. And then you usually can just rub the treatment into your face. That's a nice thing to do. Also, you look kind of like a Jason mask, and that's a little bit fun to freak people out with. Good times.
Right.
After a mask and you've cleaned that off or rubbed it in or whatever it is you're going to do, or after cleansing, and then if you skip your mask, that's when you're going to apply toner. Toner is very watery. That's why we're putting it on next. And this is only for nighttime. I don't usually use toner during the day. It seems to be an unnecessary step for me and it shaves time off my morning routine, but toner at night is a good one. I use Thayer's. It's a witch hazel brand that's pretty common, and I use the rose water one because it smells nice.
What is toner?
Toner is it's going to help restore the pH on your skin.
Okay.
Right? You want to have that even pH on your skin and it helps to, limit different bacteria growth and things like that. So that's what toner does. It restores that pH after you've cleansed. So I also use to exfoliate my skin more gently. I use Paula's Choice, and it's a 2% BHA liquid exfoliant. AHAs and BHAs are the things that are going to exfoliate your skin without you scrubbing. So I don't use that every day. Again, that can be drying. So in between, like every other day is when I use that. Those are my two toners I use. After you tone, after you use a little cotton ball and rub that all over your face, that's when you're going to apply any treatment products that have active ingredients like your serums. One of my favorite brands for skincare right now is The Ordinary. It's high quality stuff at a very reasonable price. I think that the serum I bought from them, it's called The Ordinary Hyaluronic Acid, which is hydrating serum. I think it was like $11.
Oh, wow.
And it lasts for a long time. So totally worth it. And you can also put on retinols at this time. Again, if you are someone who is using a cream retinol, put it on after your liquidy serums, then put on your retinols after that.
Okay.
All right. So after you've got your toner on and after you've got your active ingredients on your face, then you can move into heavier product like moisturizers.
Okay, so like if I want to put on zit cream, it's after the toner but before the moisturizer.
It depends on the thickness of the zit cream.
Okay.
And I tend to moisturize and put on zit cream at the very end just because
Okay.
I don't want that super harshness on my skin. I have pretty sensitive skin. So if I'm going to do that, I want a little bit of a barrier in between to make sure that I don't get that full dose of treatment that could really kind of mess with my skin.
Okay.
Yeah. And also, that brings up a good point. If you have a zit on your face, please do not skip moisturizing your face. Part of the reason that I had zits for so long is because I was afraid of moisturizing my skin appropriately and adequately enough. And so now, after moisturizing as much as I do, which I really hate that word, moisturizer, I don't like the word moist. Blah. But after using it as much as I do, I now have better skin.
I don't like the word bills.
That's a bad word too. You know what else is a gross word I don't like? Pubic and puberty. It's just the pew noise or chunky. Not all gross words. Moist and chunky. No, thank you, please.
And together it sounds really gross.
That's where it came from. One of the teachers that I had as a kid, she was my yearbook advisor, and we all went to Santa Cruz for this big like yearbook camp convention thing where they teach you a lot of cool things about how to make your yearbook even cooler. In high school, this happened. It was the summer before senior year. And she starts talking about a time when, as a teacher, she had a kid throw up in her room, which, by the way, happened to me the first 8 years of my career. It happened every year that someone threw up in my classroom. So I understand exactly now like what she was talking about, but she used the words moist and chunky as she described the feeling that she had as this kid threw up, and I will never be the same. Never be the same again. Okay, moving on back to our 20-minute crime session. So the moisturizers that I choose to use, I like CeraVe's products. Again, CeraVe. I've heard CeraVe, but in the commercial, they pronounce it CeraVe. I did not know that until fairly recently.
It's like VRBO versus Verbo.
Right. Yes. So CeraVe has really good stuff. There's just the basic CeraVe, which is really, really hydrating, but I also like their PM. So there's like a lighter one that has some active ingredients like niacinamide and all these other things that can hydrate your skin really well. And there's also an AM version that has sunscreen in it. So I use the AM and the PM. I also really like Cetaphil's cold creams that they have. I know a lot of people who swear by Pond's cold cream, like have just been using Pond's and they love it. So any of that stuff I think would be really good. Something really thick is sort of what I go for. Those are my favorite ones, even in the summertime.
Like Noxzema.
I don't remember using Noxzema ever for their
Oh my gosh.
moisturizer.
You have to put Noxzema on after you go in the sun.
This burns. This all my skin is such a no, that would be horrible for me.
Oh yeah, it would sting.
It would sting. Yeah. All right. So don't forget that you need eye cream. Sorry. If you are listening to this, you're probably our age. You need eye cream. It's time.
You might be Gen X.
You might be Gen X, but you need eye cream. The one that I use right now is the CeraVe Eye Repair Cream, but I also really liked Cetaphil's, and I think I'm going to actually switch back to Cetaphil's. It just felt more hydrating, especially with allergies right now. My eyes just feel really dry, like the skin around and my actual eye. So I'll probably go back to that. If you're going to use any acne spot treatments and overnight masks, you can do those after you moisturized, as I already mentioned. One that I really like that I found on
Because
Instagram.
I didn't read the notes and I just asked a question out of turn.
It's okay. It was organic. It worked. Don't worry about it. The one that I really like as an overnight mask, there are some hydrating ones that kind of feel like a lotion. Those are great. But I have started using Avera Glow. Their clear skin elixir looks like a what's that kind of lotion? I'm gonna forget this.
Like a lobster lotion?
No,
You're
no, no.
doing your hands like a lobster. It's
No.
butter. You dip it in butter.
No, it is you put it on like bug bites.
Calamine.
Thank you. It sort of looks like a thicker calamine lotion. It's got this like pink tint to it, and you need like a pump or two, and you just rub it all over your face, and it stays on overnight. It'll dry after like
Gonna
5 to
need
10
an
minutes.
ocean of calamine lotion.
Nice, really nice.
Poison ivy. Okay, I'm done.
It goes on your face, and it actually does help keep your skin clear, but it also does do some hydrating, which is really interesting. And again, I found that on Instagram, and you can purchase it on Amazon now. I think that they've made a deal with Amazon that you can do that. Speaking of calamine lotion, that is a genius trick that I learned will dry up a zit overnight. So if you have some zit issues and you need a little bit of help, a little spot of calamine lotion on the zit does help it overnight. Just putting that out there.
Wow.
Yeah, fun fact. I learned that from Jennifer Aniston reading a magazine article. Thank you to Jennifer Aniston. It totally works. She's right, as she is in most things. She's gorgeous, right? How are you not going to take her skin advice?
It like you were hanging out having coffee one day, and she was like, "Yeah, calamine lotion. I learned it from Jennifer Aniston."
That's a dream of mine. I would love to sit with Jennifer Aniston and just talk about her skincare and meet with her corgis. Anyway, so last thing you're going to do after you put on any treatment products, unless you're using like an overnight face mask, you're going to want to put in some other hydrating material to lock in all that moisture that you just put on your face. So I use a facial oil about every other night. If I'm not using the Avera Glow stuff, then I will put on a facial oil. I use one that is a little bit pricey. It's Sunday Riley's brand, and it's called their Luna Sleeping Oil. It's blue, which is kind of cool, and it's got a little bit of retinol in it, but it is very hydrating, and it does help my skin. If I'm having some issues with clarity, that's a good one to use. You can also go the less expensive route and get some rosehip oil and put that on your face, just a few drops, and just pat it on, and always start from the bottom and move up. So you're not pulling your skin downward, you're always brushing it upward.
This is clever. It's like facelift, right?
Right.
Like
You don't want to drag it down just because you are helping gravity make things not nice for you. So always brush your product up your face from chin to forehead.
These Gen Z kids want to make fun of our angles for our selfies. We're really just letting our face.
I'm trying to keep my chins in line.
Come on, gravity.
Exactly.
Do your stuff.
The other thing I like to do when my skin is feeling especially dry is called slugging, which sounds disgusting, and I promise it's not. You are going to take a thin layer of Vaseline or vitamin E is a good way to do it too. If you really need some extra hydration, real thin layer, and just put it all over your face before you go to bed.
So you're shiny and slimy like a slug.
So you're kind of shiny and slimy like a slug. But in the morning, you will wake up and you'll be like, oh my God, my skin is so great. So I do highly recommend, and it's not going to like absorb into your skin necessarily, but it does keep all that product on your face so that it'll absorb into your face. It can't come out. But this is why I say to use all the heavy products towards the end, because if you were to put something on top of that, you're wasting
Right.
your money.
Do you have a special slugging pillowcase? Because I feel like Vaseline in my sheets is yuck.
You're right, it is yuck. I actually switched to satin pillowcases like that I got real cheap on Amazon for like $20 for a set of 2 or something like that, and it's been really worth it. And I do wash them, just the pillowcases. I wash the pillowcases like once a week because I do put that stuff on my face, because I have frizzy hair with a lot of product in it that could go into my skin.
Right.
There's reasons for doing that, but the satin pillowcase does help because yes, putting a cotton pillowcase on your slugged up face would not feel great. And you'd stick to it. like no, like that doesn't sound pleasant. But again, highly recommend. It does help. Doing that has helped my skin immensely.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
All right. So, do you have any tools that you use?
I do. In terms of like scrubbing tools, I don't really like things that are brushes that have bristles. I prefer tools that have silicone because I know that they're not going to get moldy and not dry properly. So there's those things that are like the electric kind of scrubbers. I have one of those. It's one of the knockoff brands that I found on Amazon, and I do like to use that to get all the goop out of my face. And I also use, it's called a gua sha. It's a stone that's like jade, and you use it. I use it when I brush the oil onto my face. So I'll like put on my oil, pat it on, and then you can look up gua sha tutorial, and it just shows you how to use this stone to kind of just decrease the inflammation, but it also helps that oil sort of absorb into your face a little bit more, so you're not going to bed with like a super slick face. So yeah, I do use those two things.
Very cool. Now, this was a 20-minute routine.
Sure.
Let's say that your 3-year-old is throwing a temper tantrum and not wanting to go to bed. And so now you only have 10 minutes.
Are you personalizing this a little bit?
Perhaps.
Okay.
Perhaps.
I would say if you're going to leave some things out for that, I mean, you're obviously going to have to, right? So I would say wash your face for sure. I would still do the double cleanse. You can do that pretty quick. I would say use toner. I would say put on serum, eye cream, and moisturizer, and then I would stop.
Okay. So let's say your husband is having a temper tantrum and you only have 5 minutes.
Wash your face, or you can use micellar water to clean up. If you're not wearing makeup, micellar water works really, really well to get all that stuff off. And I use Garnier's micellar water just from the drugstore. And then I would probably, if you use micellar water, you don't need toner, I would say. But if you're washing your face like normal, I would say use toner and then slap on some moisturizer, and that would probably be it. The reason that I'm saying you need 5 minutes to do those 3 things is because you want to give those products a chance to dry on your skin. That's why the first one takes about 20 minutes, because if you're going to put on serum, you need to let it dry on your skin so that when you touch your cheek, it's not sticky. That's when you know that it's going to start doing its job. So,
I see.
yeah, that is the reason behind why doing 3 things takes 5 minutes, why doing 5 things takes 10, because you need to give those products some time to go into your skin a little bit.
All right.
So, yeah, that's a crash course on what I do at night for skin. Again, takeaway. If you heard nothing else in this entire episode, I would say start with the most water-like product and end with the least water-like product.
There you go.
There you go. Okay.
All right. So that's the end of our Crimsash.
Yeah. That was very excited yes on my part after you did your like Bill and Ted.
Which, by the way, that is your text tone when you text me.
Nice, really?
Yes, the Wild Stallions.
I love it.
Gen X in the house.
Uh-huh, you are 100% Gen X. Absolutely. Too funny.
All right. So this is when we say you got to like us, you got to put stars, and you got to write nice things about us and share us with your friends and blah 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 blah, because we want to be really popular and only you can do that for us.
Mm-hmm. Truth. And if you have good skin, you can attribute it to us. We'll take that credit, and it will make you more popular too.
Right.
That's not a healthy message. I should not be
We're
doing
gonna cut that. Make good choices
and take good care of your skin. Use gift cards to buy good skin care products or something. Okay, bye.
Bye.
Hey friends, thanks for listening to the CK and GK podcast. Find us at CK and GK podcast on Instagram and Twitter, and rate, review, and subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Good Pods, or anywhere else that you pod. See you next time.